Getting fired is tough, especially when you've left everything behind in another country and started a new life in Canada. Before you start to panic or feel low, do one important thing. Check your pay stub or salary slip. Look for a small deduction called EI, which is employment insurance. That's a premium you've been paying from every paycheck. It's not just another tax, it's your safety net. If you're laid off, you can apply for EI benefits. This is the money from the government. It helps you manage your expenses while you look for your next job. Once you find EI listed under the deductions, head to canada.ca, search for employment insurance. But before we get into how much you will get, your eligibility and how long it takes, let's talk about how layoffs work in Canada. Let me tell you, sometimes the process is quick and cold, especially in smaller companies. You might get no warning, no explanation, no support. Now let's zoom out and understand the bigger picture. Layoffs are happening all over Canada since 2023. Since 2023, many industries have been hit hard. Canada, like many parts of the world, has been going through a wave of job cuts, especially after 2023. According to Statistics Canada, over 270,000 jobs were lost in just first half of 2024. In March 2025, around 32,000 jobs were disappeared. That's about 44% of those were layoffs. Then in April 2025, almost around 30,000 jobs were cut. The unemployment rate in early 2025 hovered around 6.6 to 6.9% in Canada. And on top of that, if you're a recent immigrant, it's even harder. Unemployment for a newcomers is at around 12 to 12.6%. Tech, retail, and finances saw the biggest layoffs, while sectors like education and healthcare have been most stable. Now that you know what's happening across Canada, let's bring focus back to you. You've been paying the employment insurance. So the next question is, what are you entitled to? How much money you will get? Let me walk you through it step by step. And for that, let's go over to canada.ca and search for employment insurance. Either directly go to canada.ca or search employment insurance Canada in Google. And once you click there, once you're inside canada.ca, you can find the employment insurance details here, where it talks about regular benefits and other details. Under regular benefits, click do you qualify. In the qualification criteria, you can see all the eligibility criteria. You should be employed in insurable employment, lost your job through no fault of yours, have been without job and without pay for at least 7 consecutive days in the last 52 weeks. I have worked for minimum number of hours that are required. I will tell you the minimum number of hours in the next coming time. Also, you are willingly and actively looking for jobs. That is another eligibility criteria. Where you are not eligible is if you voluntarily left your job, or if you have dismissed for misconduct, or employer has given some other reasons why you were left out of the job. So in those scenarios, you will not get the employment insurance benefits. Now, regarding the eligible work hours, it talks about 400. You'll need somewhere between 420 to 700 work hours as an insurable employment work hours. So 700 is basically, even if you divide it by 8 hours a day, it's about 87 hours. It's about, let's say, 90 hours roughly. That is hardly like 2-3 weeks of employment. That's all it is asking for. Another thing is, you should apply for it as soon as possible. You should not wait for a long period of time. How much you can earn? You can earn roughly about 55% of your total earnings. That is up to maximum cap of $65,700. $65,700 yearly. That's roughly about $695 per week. So now $695 per week, if you make it into 4, it's roughly about around $2,000, $3,000 a month. Now, when you click on apply, the documents you need is SIN number, your identity proof, residential proof, banking information, and your employment details about past 52 weeks since the start of the time, and other details. So with this, you can apply for employment insurance. Now you know how EI works and how to apply. But so let's be real. Money isn't the only thing that takes a hit when you lose your job. Your mental health, your confidence, even your sense of identity, it all gets shaken. Losing a job can hit you harder than you expect. It's not about the paycheck, it's about your confidence, your daily routine, your sense of purpose. So don't ignore how you're feeling. Talk about it openly with your friends and family. They want to be there for you. Here is something very important to remember. You landed the job once, which means you have the skills, the determination. You can do it all over again. Every challenge is a chance to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. Believe in yourself, because you are capable of great things even if it doesn't feel the way right now. This is just one moment in your journey, not the end. Now, everyone's situation is different. Your next steps depends a lot on your status here in Canada. If you're on closed work permit and your stay in Canada depends on your job, I'm really sorry. I know this might be one of the hardest moments of your life, but don't give up. Reach out to your contacts, your friends and neighbors. Ask if they know of any openings, any job openings at their workplaces. Even if they say no, it's okay. Don't hesitate to ask. If you're a student, remember your studies are important too, or rather your studies are more important ones. Look for part-time jobs on or off campus. Keep building your skills and connections. If you have an open work permit on a spousal visa, you have some flexibility. Keep searching for jobs and also think about short-time gigs to keep things steady. If you're a permanent resident, you have more time to find the right fit. Use this time to upskill or explore new career paths if possible. And if you're a permanent resident and the main breadwinner in your family, this is a little bit more difficult, tough situation, I know. For now, consider temporary jobs like, let's say, Uber, food delivery apps, or other part-time work. There is no shame in doing what keeps a roof over your head. No matter what your situation is, remember this: every step you take, no matter how small, is a progress. Stay patient, stay positive, and keep moving forward. Networking is key in Canada. Reach out to your former colleagues, your friends, your industry groups. Sometimes jobs come from who you know more rather than what you know more. So remember, another additional thing is, on an average, it might take up to 5 to 6 months for you to land another job. Be mindful of this, be aware of this timeline, and don't be hard on yourself during this process. Keep applying, keep learning, and keep growing. Making this video was not an easy task either. If you have been in a position, please share your story in the comment section. Your story might help someone else going through the same challenge. And if you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to my channel. Wishing you a successful and fulfilled career ahead.